Hi all. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira. And today, guys, we are going to talk about some new makeup releases. We're also going to talk about a couple of things that have kind of popped up recently in the beauty space that I just feel are, as the kids would say, cringeworthy. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's get the cringeworthy things out of the way so then we can talk about the makeup. But I want to talk about it. And this has been going around on like Instagram. I don't know about the TikToks. I'm not on the TikToks. But on Instagram, it's something that I have talked about and that a couple of my content creator colleagues have talked about. Is this new marketing trend, and I don't know if this is like a little micro trend. This is just something that was happening in the moment, but I wanted to talk about it because I found it so unbelievably, again, cringeworthy. So the first one I saw was this post from Danessa Myricks, the beauty account, not her personal account, but the beauty account. That was this "We owe you an apology" post. And basically, and I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see it, but basically what it is a fake apology for a controversy that didn't exist. We owe you an apology. Has been brought to our attention that our blurring balm powder has been causing some massive changes in people's everyday makeup routines. Apparently, blurring balm powder has been blurring more than just pores. It's blurring boundaries, smoothing textures, balancing skin, and eliminating tons of unnecessary steps in base routines across the world. Blah, 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 blah. At the end, it says, "We sincerely apologizing for replacing your usual products before the balanced blurred skin. Not as sorry." Okay. Cringeworthy, stupid. Why? Like, okay. Then I saw another one on the same day from Mario Badescu. Official apology statement. "We've recently been informed of some very serious complaints from our loyal Mario Badescu community. Apparently, our products have been causing an uncontrollable glow. I feel like, and if you don't know, which I'm sure you do, these are all plays on the whole like content creator apology note for doing something that got them canceled and, you know, that type of thing. But it's so unbelievably like silly to me, and it also kind of makes light of things that there have been some pretty serious instances where those types of apologies needed to be posted, like someone needed to say something. So it's almost like making light of that, but also just sort of like not reading the room right now. Like I think we are so used to brands behaving badly, and content creators, specifically in the beauty space, behaving badly, that to see something like that, literally when I saw the Danessa Myricks one, I felt my insides go, ugh. Because I literally thought before I read it, what did they do? What did you do? What did you do? And then I read it and I realized that it was, you know, a fake apology. And I was just sort of like, what was the point of this? Like, I think the point was to, and maybe this is where we get into the whole idea of like rage bait or, you know, that sort of thing of getting people upset, because it was shared multiple times. I shared it. Friends of mine shared it, about how we hated it. Robert Welsh made a post about basically saying like brands need to stop this, and that he had seen 5 in like 30 minutes. That's how quickly it was going around that brands doing this stupid fake apology ad or campaign, or post rather. And it just felt like we've gotten to the point with marketing that it's not only is it lazy, it's such a lazy thing to do, but it was also such an unnecessary thing to do. I mean, Danessa Myricks is kind of riding a high right now, specifically with the palette that she just released, and I don't think that was necessary. Mario Badescu, I don't know. I don't really use Mario Badescu products. I don't think they're that great for the skin, actually. So, but I just feel like these kind of posts weren't necessary unless you were trying to get people to repost them because they were irritated. And in that case, I guess it worked. But I wanted to talk about that because I was so irritated by it. And the fact that I saw multiple in like one day and I wasn't the only one. Like, I don't know who the other brands were, but those two I saw and I was just sort of like, spare me. Please spare me. The other thing that I want to talk about is this new brand that was announced by Shay Mitchell. If you don't know who Shay Mitchell is, she's an actress, and she's also the owner or the owner and founder of the luggage and bag company called Base, and spelled B-E-I-S. I love their luggage. I have a set of their luggage. Great quality products. However, Shay and her business partner are releasing or launching a brand called Rini. Rini is skincare for kids. I'll say that again. Skincare brand for kids. Not teenagers. Not, young adults, like 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds. I'm going to put some pictures up. I'm going to show you some of the marketing. This feels it's giving late stage capitalism. It's giving late stage capitalism because we already have skincare for kids. We have baby products and kids products that are specifically formulated for young, sensitive, untouched skin. This idea that a child of 4 or 5 would need to wear a face mask is just not only ridiculous, but it's not rooted in any kind of beauty science. You know what I mean? Any kind of skincare science. Children's skin, when they're that young, need very little. It needs to be clean and moisturized and sunscreen. That's it. They're babies. And so the idea of marketing skincare to 4 and 5, 6, 7-year-olds, it feels like it's kind of like a jump off point from Sephora Kids, which that trend has kind of passed, and I think we all were rightfully aghast at it. But that has passed, so I don't understand why we would need to do this unless, and this is what it feels like to me, it's a cash grab. It's like, look at these cute little face masks for your kids, and the fact that the kids are modeling it. And by the way, the kids in the ads, I believe, are Shay Mitchell's own children, her own daughters. And the picture of the little girl sitting, maybe I'm an old fuddy-dud. I don't think I am. I think the response that I saw online was a collective cringe, a collective oh, baby girl, what is you doing? I think that was the collective vibe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I personally was so high-key appalled by this, because I just feel like it's just buy this thing that your child doesn't need, because capitalism, because consumerism, because isn't this cute? It bugged me to no end. So I'm really curious to know what you guys think about this, but I wanted to mention it because like I said, there was a couple of cringe-worthy things that kind of happened recently that stuck out in my mind, and that was one, and the other one was the fake apologies. So now we'll go into the new makeup. All right, guys, so starting things off, I want to talk about a couple of things from the drugstore, because I'm actually L'Oreal specifically has launched a couple of things that I think are actually quite interesting. So the first one is the new Lumi Bronze Le Stick Soleil Bronzer. It comes in 5 shades, and 2 of them kind of have a rosy tone, and you know how I love my rosy bronzers. So I was like, ooh, exciting. I do think that of the shades that they launched, I think they could have added maybe 1 or 2 more. It does feel like they need a couple more shades, and I'll try and see if I can put up a picture of the actual on the cheeks, the swatches on some of the models. So Copper Bronzette looks really pretty. It actually, when it looks on the model, it looks like it goes a little bit rosy, a little bit like golden rosy, which I think is pretty. Toasted Sunlight is pretty. That's for a slightly more lighter skin tone. And then Deep Soleil, which is also pretty, but also doesn't feel deep enough for the model that they're actually putting it on. Does that make sense? Like when you look at the model skin tone and you look at the color, like the little swatch, it actually looks like it would blend right into her skin. So it looks really glowy on her skin, but I don't feel like it's giving her any bronze effect. So that's why I say they needed like 2 more shades. I think they needed another one between toasted, between Copper Bronzette and Toasted after Copper Bronzette, and I think they needed another one after Bronze Soleil. But I kind of like the idea of this. It's very clear, because I'm going to talk about a couple other things from L'Oreal, that they're trying to sort of like, they're duping a lot of what's come out from, you know, higher end brands recently. They're kind of taking a cue from e.l.f. with that. But yeah, I was intrigued by that. I was like, actually, those are kind of cute. Now, I don't know what the pricing is, because I feel like drugstore pricing has gotten out of control. So I'm kind of like, how much is this going to be? Really? How much? Another thing that L'Oreal is coming out with that I'm actually think I'm going to pick up. I haven't shopped a whole lot recently, and not a whole lot has really caught my eye, to be quite honest. But for some reason, these new, I think they're called Panorama. Yeah, Panorama eye looks. These mascara with Haute Precision eyeliner. So there are these cute little colored mascaras. There's one in brown, one in like a burgundy tone, which I'm very intrigued by, and one in a navy. All of these will look great on my pretty brown eyes. So I kind of want to pick one up and see if I like the formula of the mascara before I invest in any of the other colors. So I think I might try maybe the burgundy color and see if I like the actual formulation of the mascara, and then I'll see if I want to add to that. Another thing that L'Oreal is coming out with, and this feels very much like a riff off of like those Violet FR lip tints that came out this past spring, summer. They have, how many shades do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 6 shades. I'll put the picture up for you guys to see. And they do really remind me of the, like the not necessarily the colors, although a couple of the colors do, but they have a few more natural neutral tones that Violet FR doesn't have, and like a pinkier one. But the texture is very similar, and I have one of those lip tints, lip stains, and I really like it. I like the formulation a lot. I kind of wish I'd gotten another color, like a second one, in one of the deeper tones. But maybe I'll try one of these out. I don't know. I'm kind of just, you know, going off the top of my head. That red, that 420, Le Rouge Paris. Oh, beautiful. And then let's talk about this new release, or I don't know if this is out yet. Let me see if it's out. It says available now. It says it was available now on TikTok Shop, according to Trend Move, but this was like a couple weeks ago, so it might be available on their website. This is the new mini eyeshadow palette called Haze by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't been checking for Anastasia Beverly Hills in literally years, like years. And they haven't done anything to endear themselves to me to want to check for them. However, I will say, I'll give them this. This is a cute little palette. It's a cute little mini palette. It's $32, 9 shades. Love the color story and that pretty little navy in the corner. However, you know what this reminds me of, guys? This reminds me of a Viseart palette, and I'd probably rather have a Viseart palette. This color story reminds me of Viseart palettes that I own with just a navy thrown in, and so I'm like, I could probably dupe this with my Viseart palettes or a bunch of other palettes. So this is really cute. I think it's a nice little travel palette to have. I think that navy is really pretty, but the likelihood of using that navy will probably get no use. I think the majority of the shades in the palette that would get the most use would be those neutral tones, those sort of cool neutral tones that I think are absolutely stunning. Like seriously, that taupe in the middle. I am a sucker for a taupe, like a metallic taupe. So that is calling my name. Just that shade alone, I'm like, ooh. But I don't need this. Also, Dose of Colors has announced some new products that they are releasing, and they're coming out with lip pencils. And they're coming out with sort of traditional lip pencils. So not like the, you know, the gel liners are coming out with a traditional pencil. And they're coming out in, let me see if I can pull the picture up. They're coming out in 4 shades. So Ride or Die, Whiskey, Late Night, and Wind Down. I'm going to show you a picture of Whiskey because that's the one that's calling my name personally. But again, do I need this? You know how many neutrally brown tone lip liners I own? Too many. A lot. I won't say too many, but I own a lot. I love those tones. So I probably can dupe this. Like, I probably have something that is this tone. However, and also, this is really pretty. It's really pretty. It's kind of calling my name. So, you know, I do plan on filming some declutters. I really need to sort of like thin the herd a bit with my collection with things that I'm just not using or things that are like on, you know, off and things like that. So there are going to be some declutter videos coming in the future soon, not like tomorrow, but soon. So that will be a great opportunity for me to go through my lip pencils, specifically the neutral tones, and just like see what I own, see if there are any dupes, the things I can thin herd with, and then also see if I have anything that looks like that because it's so pretty. Cosmetica has just dropped their preview of their new collection called the Artificer Collection. It is a palette, some single shadows, and it also has a little kit for depotting and I think mixed mediums even. Let me see. Let me go to their page again and see what, because I know it comes with the little stick to help you depot. So like if you have a magnetic shadow that you need a little, I have one of them over in my little makeup area that you use to just kind of pop things out so you don't have to like break the shadow. So it is a 9-pan palette, an empty 12-pan magnetic palette, 3 single neutrals with holographic shadow, and a toolkit to help you move, repress, and mix unique shades. So you can take some of these shades and mix them to create your own. They also give you the little kit to help you move them around. Super cute. This color story is so pretty. So pretty. I don't know if I'm going to be picking this up. I feel like as much as I love this, I probably have something similar in my collection, if that makes sense. And I'm trying my best, especially since I'm going into declutter season, to not bring things into my collection that are not unique, and you know, or at least have something different about them that stands out in my collection. I will say the Fantasy Cosmetica formula, if you've never tried them and you're interested in this palette, I believe it will be available on yes, it'll be available on November 20th at 9 a.m. Along with the start of their Black Friday sale, which also starts on November 20th. They have a fantastic formula, and they've created 2 of my favorite palettes in my collection that I like, that I've recently, in recent times, have come from them. And actually have been collabs with people that I'm friends with and people that I know, and who both of their palettes were such so them but also so lovely and perfect. And so I will say, if you've never tried Fantasy Cosmetica, try their formula. It's fantastic. You'll like it. But for me, I'm probably going to skip this because I feel like I don't need to bring any more shadows that are so similar to things I already own into my collection. And then also 2 more palettes I want to talk about. I first want to talk about this new palette that has been previewed by Give Me Glow, and I think it's either, let me go to their page and see when this is coming out, or if it's out already. I will say this, guys, I am very much not in the loop with new releases like that. I just haven't had the time to really be like ear to the ground about things. It's actually been quite refreshing, I'm not gonna lie. So this new palette is, oh, this is pretty. So this palette will be launching on 11/21 at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is, what is the name of it? Do we have a name? It's called Down to Earth. I'm going to show you some swatches from the Give Me Glow page, and then also I'm going to show you the palette itself here. I'm not gonna lie, guys. And again, this is not unique. This is not unique to my collection. Like, I can look at this and I'm like, this makes me think of like 3 or 4 palettes that I own already. Does that stop me from wanting this? Of course not. Because this is my bread and butter. This is my jam. These muddy browns and muddy greens and like, this one I actually will say, I was like, I may have to break my rule and pick it up because it's really, really pretty. We'll see. I don't think I need it. It's a lot of shades. It's a big palette. It's, how many shades in this palette? It's so pretty. I think this is like one of the biggest palettes I've done because I high-key thought this was a Beauty Bay palette or Bella Beauty Bar palette because of how big it is. I don't feel like they've done a palette this large before, but it's so pretty. Even the packaging, the outside of it, I'll try to show a picture of that as well. This is just my jam. It's again giving, between this and the Nomad palette, the Pacific Northwest palette, which gave me like super Twilight vibes. This is also giving me super Twilight vibes, and I'm here for it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm here for it. Very pretty. A palette that I'm just not here for, especially at the price tag that it is the new Byredo palette that has been sneak peeked and shown all over the interwebs as of late. And I'm going to put a picture up. It's not like the best picture, but it's the best one I could find. Well, no, it's a stock picture. So it's the new Byredo Vesuvio palette. Let me just preface this. I don't own any of the Byredo palettes. I have only been probably intrigued, truly intrigued by one of them. When that was one of the first ones they came out with, like ages ago. Since then, when I see these palettes, I just think, didn't you guys do this already? This Vesuvio palette, I don't know, maybe I'm in a fugue state, but I swear the shades in this palette look so redundant to me and look so much like something they've done before. Correct me if I'm wrong. I also, the price point, I'm just like, no, I'm good. No. It's a no for me, dog. I just can't do it. I can't. But let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of this palette? Because it just looks really, first of all, the tones look really light. And I don't know if that's just the coloring of the picture, but the tones, everything looks very light. There are no deep tones in this palette. They're all like mid to light. And so I'm just, and it's all shimmer. And I don't know if all of their palettes are all shimmer. I think all of their palettes usually are like metallics. But I'm just like, for that price, can I get 1 or 2, 3, 4 mattes? Like, please. Like, I want to be able to do a full look with that if I'm going to spend that kind of money. But yeah, I just sort of looked at that. I just mentioned it because I feel like I'm having deja vu. I feel like they've come out with something very, as far as color story wise, come out with something incredibly similar to this in like the last year or two. So let me know if I'm mistaken. I don't think I am though. You let me know though. All right, let's talk about my fave, which is perfume. I know I talk about makeup on this channel, but my honestly, fragrance was my first love. Like, I wore fragrance before I ever wore makeup. And so when I'm enjoying this resurgence of fragrance, and that it's sort of like talked about so much, like I'm enjoying that because now I have people to talk to about it, you know? So there's a couple of releases that have caught my eye and possibly my nose if I ever get a chance to smell them. The first one is a new Prada fragrance called Infusion de Santal Chai. Santal and chai, so like santal and like a spicy tea. Say less. Say less. I don't know. This sounds amazing to me. And I don't know if they'll, like, first of all, I'm only probably going to purchase if I can get like a mini, like a travel size of it, because something like this in Prada is expensive. I don't want to blind buy something this expensive and not know how I feel about it. So it says it's coming soon to their website and to retailers, so we'll see. But the notes are, This sounds amazing. A woody and milky fragrance. It unexpectedly fuses creamy sandalwood with the spicy notes of a chai latte accord, creating a warm and cozy scent lifted by a fresh touch of citrus and cardamom and the clean, comforting facets of musk. The notes are citrus, cardamom, chai latte accord, sandalwood, and musk. That sounds really good. That sounds perfect for this time of year. Something that's, I've been really feeling like those really cozy, warm, comforting scents. I did wind up getting Ginger Biscuit, the travel size from Sephora during the Sephora sale. I wound up not getting any other fragrances, guys. I took all those fragrances that I had in there that were like blind buys. I took them out. I had smelled Ginger Biscuit previously, so I knew what it smelled like, but it had been a while. So to have it in my hands, and I'm here today, and it's lasting. Like, I'm filming this like after a 10-hour work day, and it's still here, and it's so nice. It's just got that, it's got that little bit of ginger, but that biscuity, you know, this is the kind of gourmand that I like, where it has a little bit, it's almost like a skin scent, but that ginger just pops. So that's kind of the vibe. If I'm going to do a gourmand, that's what I'm looking for. And I tend to like, if I'm going to wear a gourmand, I tend to prefer them in the fall and winter. I think they just sit better on my skin. Also, what's intriguing me, and that I probably am gonna pick up, you know, is the new Kayali mini set. I'm gonna confess something to you guys. I got rid of my Kayali Vacation in a Bottle set. I got rid of it. I sold it on Mercari. Why, you ask? Well, although I liked the shades, and I did a review of it, I'll put it up here if I can remember, put a link up. I actually really liked the scents, but what I found was I wasn't wearing them. I touched them like I wore each of them once. There was one that I wore more than once. But honestly, I never reached for them. I never even thought to reach for them. And then I would remember and be like, oh, I should try that. I should use that. I should wear that. And I just was like, when I was going through my fragrances and like rearranging my fragrance trays, I was just sort of like, this is really taking up space. And I kind of gave myself, late summer, I kind of gave myself an ultimatum about them, that if I had to wear each one at least once, like, and then decide if I was going to keep the set. And I just decided I wasn't. I was like, you know, I can live without it. It's not, I don't think about it that way. Like sometimes when I wake up or after I get out of the shower and I'm getting dressed, I'm like, ooh, so excited to, you know, pick a fragrance, or, you know, I know exactly what fragrance I want to wear for the day. And I never did that with those. I never thought of them that way. So that's how I kind of realized that they just weren't for me. However, there is something that I want, and I want this set from Kayali. It is the Kayali Musk Obsessions, and it's like a little mini set, very similar to Vacation in a Bottle. You have Freedom Musk Santal, you have Freedom Musk Matcha, Freedom Musk Latte, Freedom Musk Bouquet. You can buy them individually, which I know was the big deal when that Vacation in a Bottle set first came out. You could only buy the set, and then they eventually came out with the little miniatures, you know, individually, and then they came out full size. I think they learned their lesson, and they've now come out with each of them individually, and they've also come out with a sampler set, which maybe I'll buy that. I think that's the smarter move. Instead of buying the $100 set, I think I'm going to buy the sampler set, and that'll let me know if I want the full set or if I just want one or two of them. And I like having that as an option. I wish that they had done that originally. They now have a Vacation in the Bottle layering set, I believe, or like sampler set, but yeah, I wish they had done that in the first place. I think I probably would have done that and realized that those scents weren't ones that I was going to be reaching for. But yeah, I think I will be picking that sampler set up. And then also Sniff, which is, you know, I really enjoy Sniff. I know some people aren't fans of Sniff. I enjoy Sniff. I own quite a few of their fragrances. I actually layered Ginger Biscuit with Creme Couture today, and it was chef's kiss. So they are coming out with cologne for men. or cologne, because, you know, fragrance is not gendered. So the first one they're coming out with is, and it's their brand, it's sort of an offshoot brand. So the name of the brand is called Noteworks. I don't know why they felt the need to make a new brand, but okay. So yes, it's called Noteworks. They are launching 3 fragrances. The first one is Room for Dessert. And this one is, it says it feels like pure harmony and smells like creme brulee spiked with saffron, vanilla, and musk. The top notes are strawberry, creme brulee accord. The mid is vanilla and ambrette seeds. The base is orchinox and cedar. Sounds intriguing. The next one is called Sunny is a Feeling. And the notes for that are, so that you're basking in the light and it smells like fresh mandarin muddled with grapefruit, bergamot, tonka bean, cedarwood, and vetiver. This one I would actually pick up for myself because these have some of my favorite, absolute favorite notes in it. So the top notes are mandarin, grapefruit, and bergamot. Say less. I love grapefruit. I love bergamot. The mid is tonka and vetiver, one of my faves, and the base is cedarwood. So this is gonna have like that really, like, it says it's fougere, citrus ambery, very very like warm, you know. And I love a good ambery tone, ambery like note. So I'm actually here for that. The next one is called Clean Getaway. It says you're chasing a fresh start and it smells like a smooth laundry accord, effortlessly blended with apple, rice, sublimalide, orchinox, and amberwood. The top is apple, the mid is laundry accord and rice. Rice notes are very popular right now. And then the base is sublimalide, orchinox, and amber. This one I feel like I want to smell. I want to smell it. I don't know how I'll be able to smell it without purchasing it, but I want to smell it because it's intriguing to me. Because first of all, I love a good like laundry note, like, you know, like those, you know, I still own some of my clean fragrance, you know, the Clean Ultimate, and I still have those. I need to use them more because they're fabulous. But that used to be one of my go-to scents way back in the day. So I love like that kind of note, and I also really have come to love the rice note, that sort of milky note that rice gives to a scent. I'm here for it. So I'm just curious. I just want to talk, you know, I want to talk and get to know it a little bit because it sounds intriguing. All right, guys. And I think I'm going to wrap it up there because I don't want to, I try to make these videos manageable for myself because new makeup releases, you can talk about them forever. There's always stuff coming out and I'm sure there's things that have come out that I've missed. But let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on the makeup releases as we slide into the holiday season, end of year? I feel like brands kind of like rush to get a bunch of really fun stuff out in late fall, like mid-fall, and then I'm kind of wondering what they're going to do for holiday because nothing feels that exciting to me right now. Like, brands haven't really been bringing their best in my opinion, but that's just me. You let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.